All right, I'm gonna do a quick overview on my roof rack on my 2008 Toyota Highlander. Super dirty, but you know, how it goes. Anyways, so I don't even know where to start here. Let's start with the brackets. So these brackets, 1/4 inch thick, aluminum, the 5051 aluminum or 5052 aluminum. I just did a 90-degree bend down here, and then the 2 holes for the mounting. I can't remember how far apart they're spaced, but they're 2 3/8 maybe. You want to double check your spacing on yours, because I know like the OEM rack, the spacing on their mounts are actually, the holes are like elongated, so I don't know if maybe the holes vary or something. So these are also, I believe these are M8 bolts, and I went down to a 30mm bolt because the OEM ones, I believe, they're somewhere around 2.5 inches long or something like that, so it's way too long to be able to go through. So then up here, this is the tricky bend here. So this is actually, I would say, probably between 85 and 88 degree bend. Because if you look down the vehicle here, it's actually out a little bit. So the rail is actually not flat. So you have to do an overbend basically here. But not only that, but if you look, I made it so that like when it's sitting in the rail here, it's actually tilted towards the back of the vehicle a little bit. So your bend is actually a slight angle across here. Now, I don't have the exact measurement on that. I basically did that 90-degree bend down here and mounted it front and back, and then just ran a line from front or back to front. So I had a straight line all the way across, pretty much just doing a string line. And that kind of told me how I needed to do that bend, because then up here, you had to do a slight, I don't know if I can get in here, my bag here. You had to do a slight bend backwards, or opposite of what the back one is. So I can get in here. So basically the same method here. So after I had those bends, then, yes, I am missing a bolt here. I did have 3 bolts that go into these rails. So like this one is the proper 3. And that basically brings me to the rails. Now these rails, as you can see, these are the 80/20 incorporated rails, or similar brand. I don't even remember if they're actually the 80/20 brand or what. I believe I got them from tnuts.com, something like that. So I got those and all the hardware and everything from the same place. These ones are the 1" by 2", and these are 3" by 1". Already the anodized black and everything, so I didn't have to paint all that. And then your mounting, I believe, was just I think they're a M6. Is there M6 or M5? I can't remember if I had to step it down a smaller bolt or not. I'm pretty sure it's M6 though. So that just bolts into my rail, my side rails. Side rails are 1/4 inch thick again. These are actually the 6061 aluminum, 2" by 6 feet long. And I did So my spacing is that I just have the 3-inch sitting over my mounts, and then the 2-inch rails over everything else. Again, 3-inch over the rail or over the mount, and all the way up here. Now I just did a angle cut here so I could put a fairing on if I ever actually do that. Right now, where I have it's low profile enough, and where I have the light bar set, I really don't need the fairing for noise or anything like that. You can see it kind of sits back probably 1.5 feet back from the windshield. So where it sits right now, I may run into an issue with sunroof if you have one. So yeah, I don't really know why I still have these on here, because I really don't need them. But I had these so I could do a fairing. So that's that. The awning is the Maxi Track awning, $100 from Napa. Works pretty good, looks good. So, and that is just mounted. These, I believe, are 1/4-inch bolts. I can't think of what they're called now, but the threading goes down, and then there's actually a square spot to them, and then it has like a domed bottom. That square part is almost perfect to fit inside the rail here. And I had to just trim off the head of the bolt just a little bit, just so it could slide in. Otherwise, it fits in there nice. I may cut down the bolts a little bit. I haven't really decided on that yet. Only other thing I gotta do is I need to get some really long ones of these, so I can mount my recovery tracks up here. So that's the overview of my rack. I know I've had a bunch of you guys asking about it. It's definitely not, it took quite a bit of work, so really not for the faint of heart. But it works, it's clean, and if you got the stuff to do it, it's really not too bad. I didn't bend these myself. There's a shop in town here, local to me, that was able to do the first bend, and then went and did everything for it and got my lines marked, and then had him do the second bend. And it took probably 2 or 3 tries and had it perfect. So other than that, pretty simple. And if you're wondering about my light bar, how I wired that up, I do have another video on my channel here of how I did that. I did recently change out my wiring harness, so I have an easy plug right here, and then I just recently actually used some double-sided 3M tape to go along the windshield here. So all right, if you have any questions, just leave them below. Otherwise, check out the Facebook group that's modded 2nd Gen Highlanders. I'm the main guy there, so feel free to shoot me a message or ask questions in that group. There's a bunch of really great guys in the group that help me out as much as they can, and I help them out as much as I can. And so hope you enjoy the video and have a good one.